America's secret space program and the extraterrestrial alien connection, Solar Warden. Gary McKinnon was obsessed with UFOs and believed governments were covering up evidence that UFOs exist. And in the year 2000, he decided to do a little digging. Gary was a computer expert, so what better place to dig than on US government computers? And what he found was so shocking that it sent the entire United States government into a full-blown panic, of course. In fact, the US spent 10 years trying to prosecute Gary. He was looking at 70 years in federal prison, but what information did Gary find that could cause the US government to become so aggressive? The UFO hacker Gary McKinnon did share what he found. It's a fact that there are objects we don't understand flying around in our skies. It's also a fact that there are scientific, intelligence, and military departments that study these objects, he said. He made headline news in the early 2000s after he was caught hacking into US government computers. McKinnon, who suffers from Asperger's syndrome, became the focus of transatlantic legal battle when he was caught hacking into NASA files in an effort to find evidence of UFOs. At the time, the US had wanted to extradite him from the UK to face trial for his crimes, a move which would have likely seen him sentenced to as much as 70 years in prison. After a great deal of legal wrangling, however, the extradition order was blocked by the UK. These days, McKinnon keeps a low profile, but he does still speak out about what happened and, in particular, exactly what it was that he found while browsing through sensitive government files. And speaking to The Sun, recently described finding thousands of images, including one of the mysterious cigar-shaped alien spacecraft. He said, it's a fact that there are objects we don't understand flying around in our skies. It's also a fact that there are scientific, intelligence, and military departments that study these things, he said. I was absolutely gobsmacked, and those folders had thousands more images, he said. And due to his slow internet connection, however, he was unable to download them all. So this hacker who exposed NASA's secret kept the UFO files. Between February 2001 and March 2022, Gary McKinnon from North London looked for evidence of free energy suppression and a cover-up of UFO activity and other technologies potentially useful to the public, hacked into 16 NASA computers, as well as a dozen of US Army, Navy, Air Force, and Department of Defense computers. And what did McKinnon find? The search for evidence of a UFO cover-up, however, landed McKinnon in trouble. Are the governments really suppressing anti-gravity, UFO-related technology, free energy, or what they call zero-point energy via UFO The Truth Is Out There blogspot? So he faced a 10-year legal battle after allegedly breaking into NASA computers, and he talked about what he found there. Gary McKinnon believes he found evidence of a secret American space program run by the Navy with what sounds like warships in space. He reveals all in a long video interview with UFO channel Rich Planet, saying, I keep going for months and months. I kept thinking they're going to close this door. McKinnon has spoken out about his finds before, but rarely in such depth. And he says, I used a program called Land Search, which could search all the files and folders. But I scanned and looked for documents, and I found an Excel spreadsheet which said non-terrestrial officers. It had ranks and names. It had tabs for material transfers between ships. I took that to be they must have had a ship based in space, and the name started with USS, he said. So was Gary McKinnon right? The secret space fleet filmed at US Air Force Base. Stephen Barron has scores of videos on his YouTube channel, UFOs in the US, and he suggests that alien UFOs are top secret US space vehicles hovering over the Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada. The base, like top secret Area 51 in the Nevada desert, is alleged by conspiracy theorists to be where the US authorities hide the remains of crashed flying saucers and even dead extraterrestrial aliens, and where secretive technology is developed and tested. Some even claim that visiting aliens have been allowed to use the base to keep them from public view. But Mr. Barron claims to be onto the secret via his YouTube channel, and he says that he may have filmed spacecraft developed at the airbase on numerous occasions. He wrote about the video saying, if you haven't heard of the US space fleet, I highly suggest you look up Solar Warden or Gary McKinnon. He was the Scottish hacker that penetrated the computers at NASA and the Johnson Space Center. He wasn't trying to do any harm, but wanted to know more about UFOs and what the US knew about them. And what he found far exceeded anything he was expecting. He found evidence of a secret space fleet that had been in existence since the 1980s. It said that the USA has at least 8 tubular motherships and nearly 50 smaller ones. What really blew him away was a list of non-terrestrial officers and ship-to-ship transfers. And if you believe this, then you have to ask where this secret space fleet is based. Where better than Area 51 and Nellis Air Force Base? And this is just a theory of mine, and I cannot prove it, but based on everything I have seen and filmed over nearly 3-year period, it is the only thing that makes sense, he says. Asperger's syndrome sufferer Gary McKinnon, who avoided extradition to the US over his hacking exploits after a high-profile campaign, reported seeing details of non-terrestrial officers on a database. Conspiracy theorists claim that he must mean a secret fleet of space officers, but skeptics point out it could mean standard Air Force or even naval officers. However, Scott C. Waring, editor of UFO Sightings Daily, believes there are actual aliens based at Nellis Air Force Base, and in response to Mr. Barron's latest video, he blogged, "Here is a great sighting that took place just a few days ago in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's over Nellis Air Force Base, which has over 1,000 square miles of land, but people never question why they need so much land. It's because the tall white aliens moved in. The US Air Force let the tall whites build their own underground base behind the old firing range, an alien race that lives up to 800 years and is highly arrogant and aggressive," he said. But a UFO debunker claims Mr. Barron is mistaken and is simply filming car headlights descending down a mountain road in the distance on each occasion. Scott Brando runs hoax-busting website UFO of Interest, and he tweeted, "UFOs land in Las Vegas, Nevada? No, just headlights by vehicles descending from the mountain roads." And he told Express UK, "They are not planes. Steve Barron is known to capture headlights by vehicles descending from the mountain roads. Every time, every night, he always films the same lights." And this is from Express UK contacting Barron through YouTube and awaits a response. This is from John Austin, Express UK, and the rest are from Bended Reality, and I'll leave links below for you. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.